Vine's POV, morning before departing for trip. As I felt suffocated, I struggled to open my eyes while gasping for oxygen. It's getting really hard to breathe. It seems like an earthquake occurred and our building collapsed on me. Hold on, wait a minute. When I fully opened my eyes, I saw a beastly nude body squeezing me in a hug. He won't even let me breathe now, will he? I glared angrily at his face, but my heart began to beat in my head again when I got a closer look at this sleeping beauty's face. And I'm not going to lie, he's perfection. He's not a bad man, he's just a little annoying, but he keeps things fun. I kept staring at him, and suddenly his alarm went off. He flinched hard in his sleep and opened his eyes, terrified. What a man, got scared by his own alarm. I mentally laughed but didn't show it to him. I kept my poker face on and continued to stare at him. He sighed in relief, but as soon as he looked at me and the position we were in, still hugging her. What lies are you gonna tell today? That's serious. Frowns in confusion. Huh? Why were you hugging me? Pokes her inner cheek with her tongue while raising her eyebrow. Oh, yeah. Slowly released her, sat up, scratching his neck. You were having a nightmare. You were screaming and crying in your sleep. I just hugged you to calm you down. Avoiding eye contact. Kept staring at him with a blank expression. And guess what? It worked. Teasing expressions. No doubt it was a nightmare. I saw you in my dream. So now you are dreaming about me? Blinks rapidly while moving his eyebrows in a teasing manner. A big sigh escaped from her lips. I'm letting you go this time. Sat up, stood. He quickly held her hand in his and made a puppy face before saying, Now let me go. Please. Pops. What is he doing with me? I have never felt this way before. Go and take shower. Otherwise we'll get late. Stutters as she became flustered and avoids eye contact with him. I jerked my hand away from his grip, which he was still holding. He chuckled at my state and let go of my hand. Your wish is my command, Your Highness. Stood up, bowed respectfully, and went to take a shower. He went away, leaving me in my thoughts. Come to your senses, Vian. Slaps her own cheek slightly and shook her head. On the bus. We boarded on bus to leave for Gangwon-do province. I went to find a window seat and sat. Sarang is left behind, I guess. Why am I looking for him? It's not like I want to sit with him. Never. Someone sat next to me, yanking me out of my railroad. Can I sit here? Hesitantly asked as he is still afraid to make her feel uncomfortable after that incident. Smiled slightly while nodding his head. Where is Yali? But before Jungkook could respond, a voice came from behind me. She's comfortable with me. I looked behind and that person was none other than Tai. I looked at them and Tai, Gary and Jimin were sitting on the 3 seats at the end, right behind mine and Jungkook. I eyed Jungkook and saw him clenching his jaws in anger while looking at Gary sitting beside Tai. I returned my gaze to Taeyong, who was already staring at me. When our gazes met, he smiled and waved his hand. I slightly giggled and waved back, but soon realized what a childish thing I was doing. I slowly turned back and sat straight on my seat. Me and Jungkook were talking but flinched when a big veiny hand came from behind. Holding snacks. We both looked at Tai, who smiled as he passed me the snacks. Jungkook gave him the confused questioning look. Looks at Jungkook. What? Now I'm not allowed to take care of my wife? Pretended to be offended. Jungkook didn't say anything back and faced the front. I looked at the snack. I noticed something written on the chits that were tied to the snacks. On one snack, for my highness, my wife, was written. On the other snack, for the stranger sitting next to my wife, was written. I laughed as I read this and passed the other snack to Jungkook. Jungkook grabbed the snack and read the chip with a confused expression. He poked his inner cheek, trying his best to make an annoyed expression, but then broke out laughing as well. Even he finds Tai funny. We arrived at the hotel, but we will be leaving shortly for hiking and camping. On the hiking side, we were hiking in groups when my feet slipped and I nearly fell, but someone held me by my waist. Be careful, precious. Don't fall from the mountain. Fall for me instead. Still holding her while maintaining intense eye contact. Blushed hard. He was not leaving me and I was also lost somewhere when loud cough. I came to the reality and stood straight while Tai pouted sadly. He's jealous of our relationship. Pointed towards him. Scoffs. Are you on your honeymoon? Pissed. Every day is honeymoon when you have this much beautiful wife. Gave me a teasing look. I shoved him aside and continued hiking, totally ignoring him. While camping, everyone was working and oddly, Taeyong and Jungkook were setting camps together. They made an excellent team. Me and Yeri were in charge of bonfire. I was immersed in my work when Yeri spoke. Ryan, if you don't mind, may I ask you something? Gave bewildered expression. Sure. How can you forget your first love? Her question made my mind go blank for a moment. I know she is referring to Jungkook. I composed myself and answered her honestly. said that you can't forget about your first love. And if you forget about it, then it was not love. It means you never loved Jungkook. Sigh. I loved him, still love him, and will keep loving him till the very end. But my love is not ordinary. People want to have each other when they are in love, but I can't even think about it. You made a disgusted face and laughed at the end along with Harry. Yeri, can't friends love each other? I know I got lost along the way and mistook my friendly love as the lover's love. Maybe I didn't want to be apart from him when new people entered our life. I was just so attached with him. But now I'm happy as his friend. And I'll always love him as a friend. Smiles. Smiles brightly. Then what do you feel about Taehyung? I don't know, but I can't deny that he brightens up my day. I even find his annoying habits cute. Realized what she had said unintentionally, so she avoided eye contact and tried to change the topic. Let's get this work done quickly. Yeri just chuckled at Vine, fully aware of what is going on with Vine. After a while, we discovered that the amount of wood we gathered was insufficient, so I said while standing up, I'll go get some more wood. Alright, let's go. Was about to stand up, but Vine stopped her. No, continue your work. I saw some nearby, so I'll just get them quickly. But Vine went away without listening to her. I saw some roots there before, but looks like someone took them. Now I have to go further to get some. I went away to search and didn't realize that it's getting late. I was gathering wood when an unexpectedly strong wind began to blow. With each passing second, the temperature dropped. I should go back, teeth clattering as she felt a wave of cold entering her body. Soon snow falling started making it hard for me to find my way back, but I still kept going, and it looked like I am officially lost. On the other hand, Taehyung's POV. We did our job and shortly it began to snow. I should go check on Ryan. What if she is cold? I went to look for her but couldn't find her anywhere. Gary came running to me. She was looking tensed. Vine went to get roots, but she didn't return, on the verge of tears. I didn't say anything and ran in the direction she was pointing without thinking twice. That's why I was having a bad feeling. Jungkook's POV. Oh, it's snowing. I was photographing the scenery when our teacher approached. Jungkook, the weather is getting worse, and according to the news, a storm is on the way. So you and Jimmy will go with juniors in their bus to the hotel. I'm going to gather the seniors. We must act quickly. Okay, sir. Went to get the job. Gary's PM. I'm looking for teachers, Jungkook or Jimin to inform them about mine, but no one is listening and everyone is running. I am trembling in anxiety. What happened, Gary? Take your stuff and get on the bus. Amy, the same girl who is my enemy and got beaten up by mine in the first episode. Amy, why didn't return? She's lost in the woods. Cried in Oh, she already went with the juniors. She was on the bus with them. Yes, Amy is gone. She saw one going in the woods. Gary exhaled a sigh of relief and said, "Oh, thank God. Thank you for telling me, Amy." It's okay. Now let's go. Dragged Gary with her and smashed seat.